Welcome back to Deep South EDC. So this is a big one for the channel. I'm doing my first multi-platform stream. So that's a first. So we're basing this off of the Rumble platform. The Rumble Studio, I guess, is letting me stream to a couple of places. So you got me on YouTube, Rumble, of course. I think I'm on Facebook and on X. So you guys can follow me everywhere. I put a link to my link tree down here in the description, so you guys can go and click on that. So we have some big news here in Louisiana recently. We just became the 27th state to have permitless concealed carry, so that's pretty big. And shortly after Louisiana signed the bill, another state signed one after. So there are now 28 states that now allow permitless concealed carry. There are a couple of states like Florida and another place where there are some rules there, but you know, it's a win all the way around for the 2A community, so that's awesome. So I do want to read a couple of stories into that and have a little discussion about that. But before I do that, I want to get into this one. So, on the channel, we like to highlight the city and NOPD's pretty much incompetence at taking care of the city. So this is a pretty crazy story, and I'll tell you my thoughts at the end of it. But it's just nuts. So here we go. This is from NOLA.com. 50 pieces of evidence missing after NOPD officer commits malfeasance. Internal investigation says. New Orleans Police Department Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick launched a viral New Orleans mascot after she alleged vermin had overrun the evidence room and eaten the marijuana held there. But the department's evidence woes extends beyond stoned rats. At least 55 pieces of evidence are missing from NOPD's Central Evidence and Processing Department, according to documents obtained by whistleblowers and UNO chemistry instructor Skip Gallagher with the assistance of Tulane University's First Amendment Clinic. The evidence pertains to cases that include a death, aggravated assault, simple battery, 13 burglaries, 2 auto thefts, and 2 hit and runs. So by my count, that's 20 cases. All passed through the hands of Officer Earl Johnson, the 20-year-old NOPD veteran who died last year, was tasked with collecting evidence from the 4th District's police station drop box, according to a PIB Public Integrity Bureau investigation. Hard to get that one out. In October 2001, an Orleans Parish juvenile court employee tried to retrieve evidence for a trial and learned it had never been logged. The next month, an audit of the 4th District's evidence Dropbox revealed more evidence that Johnson had received but failed to place on the books. In January 2002, a Public Integrity Bureau launched a criminal investigation of Johnson, who had a history of misplacing evidence and had sustained multiple formal disciplinary investigations. Quote, "We've had several incidents now wherein an officer has possibly misplaced evidence," wrote Captain Christian J. Hart in a January 5th, 2002 email urging proper evidence retrieval at district stations. An audit of Johnson's evidence handling froze up the NOPD's bar-coded evidence and analysis statistical tracking system, codenamed BEAST system, likely due to the amount of data, a preliminary core of the evidence and or property associated with SPO Johnson totals 136,174. Meeting notes from September 22nd, 2002 review. Okay, let me reread that because that was kind of a little hard to understand there, mostly because of me. So an audit of his evidence handling froze up their system because of the amount of data associated with him totaled 136,174. After the PIB criminal investigation was launched in January 2022, NOPD consulted with Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office, where it was determined that Johnson should face 31 counts of malfeasance in office. Quote, the findings of this investigation were turned over to the Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office for further action, a spokesperson for the NOPD said Friday in an emailed statement. But District Attorney Jason Williams' office said that although the NOPD keeps them abreast of the investigation, the District Attorney Office never received reports, interview summaries, or investigative findings or indications that an arrest was imminent, according to a written statement furnished Friday evening. The investigation was no different than any other criminal investigation conducted by the NOPD. They were authorized to and mandated by law to seek an arrest warrant if and when they had sufficient evidence of criminal activity, read the statement. Any failure to do so rests solely with NOPD and with the leadership of that organization at the time. Johnson died in May 2023 without facing criminal charges. Quote, I don't believe they had the requisite evidence to make a criminal case, said Donovan Levicari, an attorney at the Louisiana Fraternal Order of Police. But the former NOPD superintendent, Sean Ferguson, felt otherwise. He said, aside from retrieving any remaining missing evidence, it is very, anyway, I don't believe, aside from retrieving any remaining missing evidence, it is very important that we assure those accused in the criminal justice system that all cases are thoroughly reviewed to determine whether there were any miscarriages of justice as a result of this officer's actions, said Ferguson in a written statement accompanying an NOPD press release drafted to announce Johnson's arrest. It was never sent. The evidence remains missing, according to the PIB report. So that's a lot of evidence to go missing, and they're all pinning it on this one police officer who just passed away. So, that's unfortunate. And I think the system was pretty slow. They could have done something about this. Anyway, sit tight. All right. Thanks for sticking with me. I have to go check on the wife. All right. So let me just wet my whistle here. So what do you guys think? Do I have any chats? I can't tell. If you guys are chatting, I'm not sure if I can see it because I'm in this one that has a lot. The Rumble thing, it's streaming me everywhere. So this is the channel first, like I said, multi-streaming. So I'm not quite sure how to work everything quite yet, but I really want to get all this news out to you. So again, I just wanted to highlight more of NOPD's, incompetence. Sure, they have a PIB, the Public Integrity Bureau, which is pretty much the Internal Affairs Division, but it's still cops investigating cops. So how many cases did I count? I counted 20 cases that there's no evidence for. One of them was a murder. Let's read those again, because I don't think the seriousness of this is, being grasped by, the local leaders here. The evidence pertains to cases that includes a death, aggravated assault, simple battery, 13 burglaries, 2 auto thefts, and 2 hit and runs. Now that is crazy. So the NOPD here, it's already very understaffed, very under budget, and nothing really gets done there. So that's very disappointing. And uh, let's see, I can't find my other news story. So just highlighting the city's incompetence. So all right, so I couldn't find. I thought I had printed it out, but I don't know where it went. But I had another one here. Anyway, I remember the other one. So I could only find the story from one place, and it was from um, it was from a radio station, a news radio station. All the other news stories that I found on the local, like Maine, like Fox 8 Live or WWL-TV, even NOLA.com didn't have the story about when the permitless concealed carry bill was passed. So that bill was just passed here at the end of February, and it was signed by the governor. So this is taking effect, baby. So it starts on July 4th, 2024. So America's birthday, we're good to go there. It was disappointing that I could only find the story, in that one spot. It had a cool picture. It had the governor signing. Blake Miguez was in the back, the writer of the bill. He was also not winner, but he was on Top Shot season 1. So lots of cool stuff there. But we got this other one I want to read you here. It says New Orleans officials push to exclude French Quarter downtown from permitless concealed carry. So let me know what you guys think about that. So let's read the story. This is from the 11th. From where are we at here? Fox 8 Live. So they published this story just fine, but not the actual signing of the bill. As the Louisiana legislature convenes for its 2024 regular session, New Orleans officials are backing a bill that aims to exclude some parts of the city from the permitless concealed carry law that's taking effect this summer. Excuse me. Senate Bill 1, which was approved by the legislature and signed into law by Governor Jeff Landry, removes the training and permitting requirements to carry a concealed firearm in the state. Only convicted felons and people younger than 18 are exempt. The law takes effect on July 4th, but city leaders said it will be a major detriment to public and officer safety if allowed throughout New Orleans. The bill is not one size fits all, says NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick. Quote, certainly I can appreciate what the legislation was intending to do for certain parts of Louisiana, not New Orleans. I think it creates a safety risk for our officers. Kirkpatrick noted the dozen of concealed weapons recently confiscated during carnival season and said she fears the impact if armed people are soon wandering Bourbon Street in droves. Quote, it's certainly going to dramatically impact whether an officer can do a Terry stop on a person. There we go. There we go. It can dramatically impact whether an officer can do a Terry stop on a person, she said, referring to the stop and frisk protocol currently allowed when the police have reasonable suspicion a person is carrying a concealed weapon and possibly engaged in criminal conduct. It will dramatically impact whether or not guns are taken off the street. It is absolutely going to have a dramatic impact. It will have a dramatic impact because, let me reread this. I want to talk about this Terry stop part first. Okay, she is referring to the stop and frisk protocol currently allowed when the police have a reasonable suspicion a person is carrying a concealed weapon and possibly engaged in criminal activity. So what would already be the criminal activity is concealing your illegally concealed weapon. Well, now that any law-abiding citizen can now practice their Second Amendment in the state of Louisiana, cops can't just come up to you because you're carrying to hassle you, because you have to be engaged in criminal conduct. Walking down the street is not, as far as I know, engaging in criminal conduct. So, you know, we'll see about that. All right, Sam, what's up? I saw Sam pop up. So this Rumble thing's working. So, like I said, I'm streaming to 4 different places right now. Channel first, and you know, hit that thumbs up button wherever you are watching from. Oh, look, we have more to the story. State Rep Alonzo Knox, Democrat from New Orleans, recently filed House Bill 498 to be considered during the regular session. If passed, the bill would create firearm-free zones in the French Quarter, downtown, and Ernest Morial Convention Center, efficiently outlawing permitless concealed carry in those tourist-heavy area parts of New Orleans. Quote, I think it's important for the French Quarter that we don't have guns everywhere, said Billy Glade, a member of the French Quarter something department. It's going to be really hard for police to do anything when they really have no constitutional reason to stop somebody, even if they see a gun protruding out from somebody's pocket or whatever. Yeah, and you shouldn't be able to. That is the point of it. Open carry is already legal, so if it's sticking out of your pocket, you are open carrying it. If you want other people to see it intentionally, that's already legal. So I really wish that the cops who are enforcing the law would actually know the law. All right, quote, anything that would address the issue of permitless carry would be a positive for the French Quarter and law enforcement. Knox's legislation is first set to be discussed by the House's Administration of Criminal Justice Committee. Quote, in the state of Texas, I feel a lot safer, one tourist said, a lot of alcohol in the French Quarter, so I guess I can see why that would be maybe a smart thing to ban concealed carry there. So she said she feels safer in Texas, and as we all know, in Texas, you know, they have permitless concealed carry, so you're good to go there. And that's the thing that I think. So I was having a discussion with a coworker about this very bill today. I thought I was saying that I think it's going to be a good thing, because every law-abiding citizen who was maybe hesitant to carry because you needed a concealed carry permit to carry, they are now able to carry and protect themselves and their families and their loved ones. And the counterpoint brought to me was that we think the crime would go up. So I asked, well, what crime? Like how? I brought up the point that there are more states than there aren't that allow permitless concealed carry. And in all of the states where they had permitless concealed carry, crime did go down. So I asked again, what more crime would there be? The point was made, well, what about the cops? I asked, what about them? Oh, well, you know, if you have a gun on you, what if what if they feel threatened? And I said, well, you're allowed to have a gun on you. Like, that was the point of the law. And that's pretty much where that one ended on their part. So what do you guys think? I think this is great for the state, and you know, I think it's a turning point in the country. We have, you know, 15 years ago, you only had 2 permitless concealed carry states, Arizona and Alaska, and now you have over half the country. So even if you know, the 2A isn't necessarily gaining ground on the federal level, at the state level, you know, it's really, you know, there's definitely an American gun culture there, and I'm glad it's coming back. As far as some comments that, were said to me and that I read about needing the training and the class that you need for the concealed carry in Louisiana, I thought I had my wallet on me. I was going to show you my permit, but let me tell you what the class consists of. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody should get trained. I think everybody should take classes in law, especially of self-defense in whatever state or municipality you're in. Like, just because you don't need a permit doesn't mean, you shouldn't gain knowledge and skill. But the concealed carry class in Louisiana, it's an 8 or 9 hour class, and it's very rapid. And what it is you go over law. You go over state law, you go over scenarios when may be a good time, a bad time to shoot, kind of tactics touched on, but it wasn't like a beginning handgun class. You're going to that concealed carry class already supposed to know how to handle a firearm. They don't teach you. They go over it briefly, but you're not there to learn how to use the firearm. That's not what that class is. So these state legislators like Alonzo Knox, who, well, I won't get into that, but I know him. It's pretty disingenuous for the lawmakers who should know the process, who should take the class so they can actually speak on this stuff that they're passing bills on, and kind of gain a little perspective, even if you don't agree with the position, because that's what the class is. It's a 8 hour class on law, and then at the end, you have to prove you know how to use your firearm. You have to take a competency test. You have to shoot at the target from 3 different distances, and you have to demonstrate that you can reload your firearm, whatever one you brought with you. All of your rounds have to hit in the target, or you fail. It's very easy. I could probably do it with my eyes closed, not even joking, at all 3 distances. That's how easy the test is. So it's really disingenuous when they say you need to take the concealed carry class, because I knew about 90 or 85% of the stuff that was being said to me or read off of the PowerPoint presentation was stuff I already went out and learned on my own. And I think a lot of smart, law-abiding Americans would do the same. So there's that. I guess I'll end it right there. So pretty good day, pretty good month, pretty good year. 2024 is going to be a great year. So thanks for sticking with me, everybody. If after this video, let me know where everybody watched it, I guess. Just comment, I guess, and leave a thumbs up. And thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a while since I did a live stream. We got a stealth camp planned. I'm going to be doing that soon. I need to do some more EDC review. I think I have a video I'll do shortly on something. I got an idea. It rained like crazy today. The backyard's flooded, so the backyard set's kind of off limits today. But we'll get some new videos out to you guys. Anyway, I appreciate all of you. Make sure you click that link tree in the description. Follow me everywhere. And, hit that notification and hit all. That way, anything that I put out there, you will be notified right away. Anyway, guys, it's a crazy one out there. So remember to stay well regulated, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.